Hey, everybody. Today, I wanted to go over what makes a great WordPress designer. I feel like there are many different elements that make up a great WordPress designer, and WordPress specifically, because if you're looking to hire a designer or if you are a designer, a WordPress designer, developer, then you need to at least have these fundamental things down before you either hire that person, or if you are that person, you're just starting out. This will probably be a good checkup to make sure that you have everything, all the fundamentals down. So the first one is, do you need to know HTML and CSS? The short answer, in my opinion, is no. You don't need to know it fluently, but you do need to have an awareness of the language, and you need to understand. You need to understand it on a basic level, but not an advanced level, and that way, because you really don't. You really, especially with the software nowadays, you really don't need it. And even if you do need it at times, there's usually technical support that can almost answer the question on a very advanced level within 24 hours. And so even somebody that doesn't know it, if they've been working really hard for a long time, even 3 years of constantly asking them all the questions that they would need to know based on one theme, they would become experts at that one theme with all the CSS workarounds that they would need if they've just collected everything appropriately. So that's one thing that I think a lot of people are a big misconception, is that you really need that. And some people think you do, some people think you don't. And it really depends on the level of project. But for the majority of projects, you probably don't. What is more important, in my opinion, is becoming a business strategist along with being a great designer. I feel like those two are extremely powerful and are becoming more and more necessary. So basically, a marketer plus a designer plus an SEO specialist all rolled up into one. I think that is way more powerful than being a hardcore programmer. For depending on your projects, because hardcore programmers are very, very needed for different scales of projects. Mostly on the higher end, but that's what it is. So that's I wanted to kind of debunk that misconception right out the gate. Second thing is making sure that you know how to set up the hosting, an SSL, securing the site, setting up the theme properly, and choosing the right theme. So I wanted to kind of break all those down. In my opinion, SiteGround is just an amazing, especially they most recently went through a revamp of their product line and their hosting services, and it's an amazing new dashboard now. I mean, it is so not only simple to use, for the designer, it's going to be kind of weird for the designer, it's much simpler to use, and it's extremely intuitive. The workflow is fantastic. It's beautiful dashboard. It's amazing, and it's minimal, stripped down. It's exactly what you need. I've been getting sites up recently so quick with an SSL, with no BS. You know what I mean? And the hosting is fast. It's secure. It's amazing. So SiteGround, the second best choice. I would say GoDaddy. And I am going to say GoDaddy. It's just that sometimes GoDaddy is hot and cold for some things, but but I would choose them over HostGator or Bluehost, and over many of the others. But some people hate GoDaddy, and I can understand why. I can also understand why some people love them too. It's a love-hate relationship with me and them too, because they have some of the greatest support that I've ever had, and they've also had some of the worst support I've ever had. You just have to know how to work around it and work with it. So it's tough, because it's a difficult one. But if you're going to go with anything for your first round, I would go with SiteGround, because almost every time those, like, they're all around the best, like 9s all around for that I found at least. Choosing the right theme with WordPress is also paramount. This is kind of two parts, because if you're going to go with a theme that's all in one, that you get purchase once and you have everything in it, you should go with Salient. It is the greatest, in my opinion, all in one package for theme. Its breadth, its depth is amazing. The support is fantastic. Everything, if you want a safe and reliable theme to go with, that is all in one package, that's good. And it uses Visual Composer, which is one of the best builders out there. And a builder, if you're looking to hire somebody, a builder is just like literally what, it's literally how you would build the site, how a person, it's basically like the back end of how you would actually build the site of what you see, what you get widget. Almost everything uses a what you see, what you get widget. And I feel like some people feel like they can do it once they see it, but that could not be farther from the truth. And that's why I kind of have a little bit of a stint with Squarespace or Wix, kind of making everyone feel like they could design. And I can appreciate that on one end, but on the other, it's like, it is so much deeper than that. That's like saying you can paint anything. It's like, yes, you can do strokes. I mean, you can, I'm sure you can maybe even paint by numbers or something, but we're talking about a whole business and marketing program towards audiences to actually get them to move. So the builder is an amazing new evolution, and it has an allure that you could do it. But most people have a really, really hard time, and that's why you should still hire a designer to work with. The other system that I use with WordPress, it has been Elementor. Elementor with a theme. So to kind of explain a little bit, when I said Salient as all-in-one, that is truly an all-in-one. It works exclusively with the theme and Visual Composer. That work very well together. Elementor has been a change in the game. And I really, really love Elementor. One, because its mobile responsiveness is some of the best I've ever seen, ever. And the thing is, Elementor has a very high standard of almost everything in terms of flexibility, customization, and mobile responsiveness, along with desktop responsiveness. They are constantly getting better, and they are just a builder themselves. Why is this important? Because as we evolve in the technological landscape, Elementor seems to be making insane amount of strides with their technology, and the adaptiveness that it has for a designer is unbelievable. And the thing is that it's made it's kind of put the market on its head, because before you used to be all about the themes. Now it's almost like you can choose any theme as long as it uses Elementor as a builder, because Elementor already has so many things that you don't have to worry about. It's like if you're worried about a theme, but it uses Elementor, you're like, okay, at least I know where I'm at all the time. Like, Elementor at its base model is extremely powerful, and it's just a builder. So usually what they do now is they use themes as demos. They focus more on the demos and powering up the builder itself, which has been wildly fascinating to see. And I've kind of You used to have to be like focusing on one theme and you stick with that theme, but now it's kind of like, as long as it uses Elementor, I can use any theme I want, which is just a crazy change in the game. And this is all within WordPress. WordPress is extremely powerful because of these two different aspects. This is world within worlds, and it can make a world of a difference to your end product, for your end user, for, at the end of the day, for a higher ROI in your web design building. The other thing is making sure that your site is SEO friendly, Google friendly, as I like to say, because a lot of it has to do with WordPress nowadays, and there's a lot of different functionalities that WordPress plugins with WordPress that do. So I recommend Yoast or All-in-One SEO. Yoast is probably the best. It's been the best for a long time, but there's something specific exclusively with WordPress that you have to get good at, and it has to do with copywriting in the back end of within WordPress. You have to get really good at SEO tagging, the metadata. You may have heard this before, focus keywords, but they are extremely important. And they're extremely important to be knowledgeable of. So, setting all that up, and the other half to the last thing that I'll say is having a full suite of plugins that is minimal as possible to make sure the site is optimized for speed, and but also powerful enough to where it makes the site extremely diverse. And also, whether you use a security plugin, a speed and performance plugin, I like to use, for speed and performance, I almost exclusively use WP Rocket. It's extremely powerful. For security, I like to use WordFence. That is a very, it's tried and true, along with hosting security. So, and then I'll link my plugins, themes, everything that I like to use. And you can make sure that if you are hiring a web designer, you can make sure they're doing this. And if you are a designer, you can check out everything that I've accrued in terms of education over years in just one click of the button. So I hope this helps you. I hope this, if you are looking to hire a designer, make sure that they have all these down as a fundamental process. Maybe make sure they watch this video. And the other thing is, if you are a designer, I hope this helps you just check on your fundamentals, or if you're missing one thing, or if you need a suggestion for a recommendation for security or speed and performance, I hope this helps you. So thank you so much. Please comment and let me know if any of this helped you at all, or if I missed anything. Please like, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Knockout. You